Hello, YouTube. This is Deandre Dobbs. Happy Monday, October the 30th, 2023. I'm back with another YouTube video today. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining the Deandre Dobbs, the show. Thank you. And we on episode 153, I believe. 153 of the Deandre Dobbs, the show. And I really want to thank you all for the support and everything because it means a lot. Thank y'all for who tuned in to last episode of Deandre Dobbs, the show. Because if y'all watch my video, you will see that I talked about Richard Roundtree. And I just want y'all to know, I told y'all that I was gonna do a review about Richard Roundtree's movie Shaft that he played in 1971. I'm going to watch the movie tonight. I'm gonna try to watch it tonight, and then once I finish watching it tonight, if I can find it, watch it tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow I can do a review and let y'all know what I thought of the movie and give y'all my opinions about the movie. How does that sound? I hope it sounds okay with y'all because let me tell y'all something. I had a good 4 days off. I have not done a video in 4 days. Y'all know how long that is to me. It's like a lifetime. And I usually don't go that long without doing a video. But you know what I decided? I decided this. I said, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take about a good 3 to 4 days off because let me tell y'all something. I try to be consistent. I try to keep myself busy, occupied and stuff like that and stay up on my videos. But let me tell y'all something. The reason I took those 4 days off because I felt like, I'd be working myself a lot doing videos and YouTube and outside of YouTube. And, it's kind of like my mental health is important. My health is important. My stability, my mind is important. And my brain is important. So sometimes it's good to bag back and step back from the media for a while and from work for a while and just breathe. Now, I will say I have been on social media. I was on Instagram. I didn't post anything. I posted a couple of things on TikTok. That's it. But I missed doing YouTube and I've tried to be consistent. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do today. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. So whenever I have a new video uploaded, you can just go on there, click on it, and start watching. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about Matthew Perry. But let me tell y'all something. I'm just gonna let y'all know right now. Don't jump me, y'all. Don't judge me. Don't jump the wagon on me. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Cause I'm finna go on and tell you. I don't know much about Matthew Perry, but what I do know is that he played in Friends, and I read some things about Matthew Perry, and we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna give you my opinion on it. I'm, basically just gonna do it like that. Now, like I said, if there are any Matthew Perry fans, fans, and any fans of Matthew Perry and friends that's watching this video, if I get anything wrong, I apologize in advance. And if I get anything wrong, y'all can go in my comment section box, description box, or any social medias of mine and write me and tell me that I'm wrong and that ain't happen like this, it ain't happen like that. Tell me, just let me know. I'm not gonna go off on y'all. I'm not gonna snap or nothing. I'm not gonna be like some of these people's. I'm gonna handle it like an adult, and I'm gonna handle it like a professional person and a person with class, because that's the type of person I am. So please just let me know. So let's get started on this episode of Deandre Dobbs, the show. And this episode is Matthew Perry. Let's get to it. Okay, Matthew Perry, he was born August the 16th through the 19th of 1969 in Winslow, I think it was Winslow, Massachusetts. I'm not for sure. Winslow, Massachusetts. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think it was Winslow, Massachusetts. His mother name was Susie Morrison, and his father name was John Burnett Prairie. Now, his parents separated when he was a year old. His parents separated when he was a year old, and then his mother went ahead and got remarried to the man last name was Morrison. I keep forgetting the first name, but I'm gonna get it for it, you guys. I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on for just 1 second, you guys. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that interruption, but I found the name. It is when Matthew Perry's parents got separated, his mother got remarried to a man named Keith Morrison. And I guess Matthew Perry's mama took the last name of the man that she married after Matthew Perry's father, when they got separated. His father was a model, an actor, and he was a singer. And his mother, she was a journalist who worked at the White House as a secretary, if I'm not mistaken. And she was the secretary of Peru Trudeau. That's what I read, and I hope I got the name right. She was the secretary of Peru Trudeau for many years. And it's kind of cool. Like I saw stuff about Matthew Perry, and I read stuff about Matthew Perry. And even though I don't know much about Matthew Perry, I'm just going to tell y'all what I read and what I see fit and what I think is the right information to put in. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm not going to bash him. I'm not bashing anybody. This is no bashing episode right here. If I don't bash nobody, none of y'all that's watching my video can either, because that ain't how it works. And like I always say, if you don't like what I post, if you don't like what I say in my videos, you can just click off the video. You can unsubscribe if you want to. I'm just going to go on and put that out there. Now back to this video, back to the subject that we on. Yeah. And so, it's stuff like that. And then, it said Matthew Perry, when he got old enough, when he was in high school, it is said, he got in trouble and his behavior started to unravel pretty bad when he was little in school. Started at the age of 13, 14, or 15, one of those ages. And it is said at one of those ages, he started drinking and smoking and everything every single day when he was in high school. Because it is said that he moved with his, this was before he moved with his daddy, his biological father. This was before he moved with his biological father. And he was already smoking and drinking and acting out and everything, picking fights with peoples. But get ready and hear this, y'all. The man that Matthew Perry's mother, who was she the secretary for, Matthew Perry used to jump on the son of the man who Matthew Perry's mama was the secretary for. And his name was Justin Trudeau. Because Matthew Perry, he spoke up on it. He said that in the interview, he said on the Jimmy Kimmel show, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna see, can I put a link in the description, and I'm gonna let y'all watch it, because on the I never saw the interview, but he does have an interview on Jimmy Kimmel, like where he talks about that, and among other stuff that if I forget, he probably would include. So yeah, he did that, and he talks about it. He said he used to jump on the son of the man who his mother was the secretary for, who his mama worked for. And I read it and I'm like, what? Like I was not expecting that. But when you read stuff on people's, you never know what you're gonna see. You never know what you're gonna hear. You never know what you can expect, because it's like a surprise. Because celebrities and famous people's, they they had to go through similar things that us as regular peoples had to go through. No matter what it was, the only difference, the only difference between celebrities, people, the only difference between celebrity peoples and us as regular peoples. The celebrity peoples, they just got more money than us. That's all. They ain't no different than us. They human beings, we human beings. It doesn't matter. But some peoples you can't tell that to, because they want to claim that they wasn't raised up like this, raised up like that. You know how some of these celebrities is, they lie about how they was raised up. They lie about how what was done to them, what was not done to them, and then they want to act like they didn't come from this, didn't come from that. You get what I'm saying? That's basically what I'm saying. Not saying Matthew Perry did that. I was just making an example and just being honest and real, because that's the type of person I am. But yeah, it is said that Matthew Perry jumped on that boy, and Matthew Perry talked about it on the Jimmy Kimmel show. And the thing is, what else I read, which I thought this was, it was kind of heartwarming, and I think it was kind of sad. The guy, Justin Trudeau, the guy that Matthew Perry jumped on in school when they were younger, he gave a tribute to Matthew Perry. And I'm gonna see, can I pull it up? He went to social media, and he gave a tribute to Matthew Perry that said that he was one of the greatest peoples. He was one of the greatest peoples, and he would truly be missed, and it's sad and heartbreaking. And I think that's good, because even though Matthew Perry, his behavior was spiraling out of control, and even though he jumped on Justin when he was little, but years past, they had grown up. I think it's good that Justin did not hold that personal towards him, because of what he did. I think it was big of Justin Trudeau to just pay tribute to Matthew Perry. I think it was wonderful. I think there was a great tribute, and it's sad. But we're gonna talk about more about that the far as we go along. Now, I might not get to include everything, and I might forget a couple of things, but hey, y'all can always go back and do some more research like I did. Okay, so, and then you got that say Matthew Perry, he moved with his father to Los Angeles. And he said when he moved to Los Angeles, that's when it got tougher for Matthew Perry. Like it was getting tougher and tougher on him. Like, I don't know if he was still doing the stuff that he was doing, drinking and smoking, but it said by 18 he really was on the wagon. Like, he was drinking and smoking and everything, acting out. You know how some typical people do. Stuff you go through in life, you feel like you have to turn to alcohol and substance abuses and everything. But it is said that Matthew Perry, he suffered from drug abuse because he used to take drugs when he was on the set of Friends. But that's what he's most memorable for, is being on the show Friends as Chandler. Because that show Friends ran from 1994 to 2004. And it is said when he was on the set of Friends, he was he was taking substances like pills or and whatnot. And it is said like he used to be drunk. He used to come on the set of Friends, and he used to come on the set of Friends with a hangover because he had got towed up and drunk the night before. And it is said one of the substances he did, he couldn't even remember. He couldn't even remember 3 years of his life, and he couldn't even remember being on the set of Friends. And this was said to happen either in 1995 through 2000 or 2000 in general. It was one of them. And it is said, he was on it so bad that he had to go to the hospital because one of his colons almost bursted because he was doing that. He was doing all that stuff. He was doing it so bad that one of his colons almost busted, and if he nearly died from that. And that's what I read, and I think it's crazy that we thinking the peoples that we love on these television shows, we thinking that everything is all peaches and cream and stuff. But when you really think about it behind the set, and when you really read articles in magazines and stuff on the internet, it's like, wow, is this true? Because you can't trust everything you read on the internet, just like you can't trust everything that you read on the news, just like you can't trust everything that comes from a person's source or mouth, because we don't know the truth. Because I feel like if we wasn't there, if we was not there, we can't speak upon that. It doesn't matter how many times you read it. It doesn't matter how many times you heard it. It doesn't matter how many times a person said it. My thing is this: if you keep researching the information and the sources that the same person has said over and over again, if a person can say, and if a person can rehearse, and if a person can remember what they saw on the internet, what they saw on the news, what they saw in the magazine, if you heard it from more than one person and it came back the same way, you can automatically say it was true. And that's how I see it. But that's what I read, because I made sure I read majority of this stuff. And I made sure I had my sources right when I was wanting to talk about Matthew Perry. Now, like I said, I don't know much about Matthew Perry, but I can say he's best known for Friends, as Chandler, The Odd Couple, and he has won a couple awards. And he's played in a couple of movies as well. And I think, and it is said that he dated Julia Roberts from 1995 to 1996. He's dated peoples. He's dated peoples. He was engaged and everything. But let me tell you something. It is said that Matthew Perry, he struggled with drugs. Like what I just told you earlier. It said he struggled with drugs, and he had to be in rehab. Like in season 5 or 6 of Friends, it said that he was in rehab and he was trying to recover because of the substance abuses that he was doing, the drug abuse that he was doing. And also it is said that he started a rehabilitation um program to help people's that was battling and that is battling drugs and whatever, to help them, because he had to do that as well. He had to get himself right, and he had to get help from himself. And I'm not justifying, and I'm basically not blaming anything on Matthew Perry, but I think, this is just my opinion, but I think, when certain stuff happens when a child is young, and when parents or so and so do things around a child and everything, and they're young, they don't know how to take it. So I feel like when they get a certain age, they take all of that in, and they just start spiraling out of control, and they just start behaving the way that they shouldn't behave. And I believe that's what happened. Matthew Perry, he had good times and he had bad times. But you can't fault him for that. We can't fault nobody for nothing that we didn't have nothing to do with. And the actions that a person does, it affects you in the long run. But the thing that happened with Matthew Perry, he died in his pool at his home on October the 28th, 2023. And he was discovered by his assistant. And it is said that the autopsy came back it was no foul play. No foul play was done. It had nothing to do with no foul play. Um no foul play. It was deferred. And I did not know what the word deferred meant. And the word deferred means that it was delayed. I guess they trying to delay to see what the cause of his death was. And it's sad because, you know, I was not thinking about Matthew Perry, but I kept thinking about the show Friends. I'm going to tell y'all something. I ain't never watched the show Friends a day in my life. I haven't. I have not watched the show Friends a day in my life. Never, ever. But what I can say is I heard the theme song, because people be playing that theme song like, no one's told me that was gonna be this way. I said, I know that's the theme song for Friends. I ain't watched an episode of Friends a day in my life. But I know of the show, but I don't know of the show because I don't watch it. But it is said Matthew Perry, he passed away and died in his pool on October the 28th, 2023. And he was discovered by his assistant. And it is said, that his mother and his stepfather was on their way in the car to go to the scene. And it also said that, Matthew Perry had a last post on Instagram that raised eyebrows before he died. And I'm going to see, can I pull that up? And I'm just going to go on and say this. Even though I don't know much about Matthew Perry, he was respected by a bunch of peoples, and a bunch of peoples paid tribute to him. Like his co-stars on Friends. They paid tribute to him, and a bunch of peoples that worked with him. And I think it's wonderful that when you have acted and been around peoples for so long, when you worked with them for so long, they turn into your family. And when they turn into your family, I think that's the greatest feeling of all. So Matthew Perry passed away at his home in his swimming pool from drowning on October the 28th, 2023. He was 54 years old. May you rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Thank you for all the great memories and all the great, wonderful things that you have done for peoples and for the peoples that loved you. And even though I didn't know much about him, I felt like covering this video and covering this story. Now, if I left anything out for the peoples that knew of him, that was a fan of his, please let me know if I said anything wrong and if I didn't say anything that didn't match that. Please let me know. But I did read most of the stuff that I saw, and I tried to recycle it the best I could. Thank y'all for watching this video. So I think I'm trying to see is I'm gonna leave anything out. Did I leave anything out? Did I leave anything out? I don't know. But yes. So that would be my video for today, you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me, and I hope y'all continue to have a blessed day. Always stay positive, good vibes, good energy, and everything. Thank you for watching this video. Have a wonderful day, you guys. I love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye. And I'm so sorry for the camera because I'm dark. It's not because I'm dark, it's because of the camera. But thank you, you guys. I'll be back with another video. Next video hopefully will be the Shaft review video of the movie that I'm gonna watch. So be expecting that either tomorrow or the next day or whenever, okay? I love you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.